Hello, and welcome to the 2024 Bookish Awards. This video was inspired by Pham. I will say, I saw her video, I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so fun. But, however, this is the Young Adult Bookish Awards. Thank you very much. All of the books nominated are young adult, whereas Pham also reads adult. Okay, so all of these books have no spice. They're young adult. They're very appropriate. And so, yeah, I'm so excited to do this. Actually, I'm like really excited right now. Before we get into the actual awards, I don't need anybody coming for me about my award giving, okay? It's all my opinion, okay? All my opinion. Oh, my necklace isn't out. Also, I felt it was fitting to wear my only bookish merch that I did make. So yeah, thank you to Wes Bennett for inspiring this and Lynn Painter. So yeah, let's get into the awards. Okay, the first category for the Bookish Awards, and arguably the most important category, is the best book of the year, okay? And the nominees for this award: Powerless by Lauren Roberts, Rival Darling by Alexandra Moody, Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, and Betting on You by Lynn Painter. So as you can see, it's a tough lineup, y'all. This is tough. Alrighty, this was a very difficult decision because choosing the best book I've read out of all of like the 84 books was very difficult because it came down to 2 books that were just so good, okay? And if y'all have been watching for a while, I'm sure you know what those 2 books are, okay? We got Betting on You and Nothing Like the Movies. They're always up for debate, okay? But the winner of this has to go to Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I know, it's just so good. It deserves the award for the best book, so thank you. We did the best. It's on to the worst, okay? These are the nominees for the worst book of the year, okay? Are y'all ready? Some of y'all are going to be offended by this, and I don't care. Sorry. Book number 1 nominated is Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. Defy Me by Tahira Mafi. Book number 3 nominated is Imagine Me by Tahira Mafi, which I don't own. And book number 4 nominated is Cinder by Marissa Mayer. The whole series of the Lunar Chronicles, amazing. Hated the first one. The winner of the worst book that I read this year has to go to... Are y'all ready? I'm sure y'all can guess. Imagine Me by Tahira Mafi. Next award is for the best novella. And the nominees, these are so good. I don't know how I chose between these, okay? So the first one is Powerful by Lauren Roberts. Such a good novella. Oh my goodness. I loved it, okay? And we got Spectacular by Stephanie Garber, which was also amazing. And then the last nominee is How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. And I don't own that one, but I did read it. So the winner of this category is Powerful by Lauren Roberts because it was just so good. I love Mac. I love Adina. I love the storyline. The ending was a little rough. I will say, Lauren, that was a little mean, but it was so good. So it was worth it, honestly. So the next award is kind of dedicated to Lynn Painter because I put it in there specifically because I wanted to just talk about this. So the best bonus chapter that I read the entire year, okay? The nominees for this are all of Lynn Painter's bonus chapters, all of them. So we got, what do we even have? Better Than Before, The Proposal, Wes's Vivid Dream, The Basketball Party, The Party, Basketball Game, Nothing Better Than You, Nothing Better Than Prom, The Road Trip, December 15th, the bonus epilogue. Surely there's more than that. I know there is. But between all of her bonus chapters, okay? Every single one of them. The winner of the best bonus chapter has to go to the bonus epilogue that Lynn just dropped like a few days ago for me, because it was so good and it was amazing and it's so perfect. But I also really like the road trip one. That was my favorite before the bonus epilogue came out, so I feel like I have to mention that, okay? So this next category of awards is the prettiest cover, okay? This is not including any of the special editions I have, considering I only have like one special edition, because that one is stunning and it would win, but it is a special edition, so we're moving past that. The nominees are Spectacular by Stephanie Garber, The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, the UK version, let's make that clear, Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and Legendary by Stephanie Garber, okay? They're all so stunning. I loved them all so much. They're all amazing books, by the way, and let's just be aware that Stephanie Garber is in there 3 times, because I don't know what she does, but she just knows how to make a book cover, because they're all so pretty, except for the US editions of Once Upon a Broken Heart. I hate those covers. Despise them. Anyways, the winner of this category is The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, the UK version. Because out of all of the books that Stephanie has out, this is so pretty. It's just stunning. I love it so very much. It's my favorite out of the series too, because I have the whole series of the UK versions, and it's just so pretty. It's so pretty, and I love it! This next category is for the best plot twist that I read this year. I'm so excited for this category because, honestly, these books were crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, okay? So the first one we have is The Wicked King. I won't be saying much about that because it's a big spoiler. The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, just because Holly Jackson knows how to write a plot twist. It's crazy, y'all. This book was insane. Goodness gracious. And 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. And then the last one I don't own, but it is The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson, which was very good, I will say. It's a murder mystery thriller kind of book, and it was amazing. I highly, highly, highly recommend. But the winner of this category has to go to 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I could be biased towards this book. A lot of people say that The Reappearance of Rachel Price has a better plot twist, but the 5 Survive was honestly just so crazy. I read it in 7 hours, one sitting. It was crazy. The ending was, oh my goodness, and I need Red and Arthur to end up together, please. Thank you, Holly. Next award is for best series overall. This can be a series. It could be a duology. It could be a trilogy. Hang on. It could be a duology. It could be a trilogy, and it could be more than that. I don't think any are more than that. I think they're all duologies and trilogies. So, very fun. Our first nominee, Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This was such a good series. Oh my goodness. I read this entire series in the span of 2 days. I finished the first book and immediately bought the second book off of Amazon, and I paid more for same day shipping. It came in the next 2 hours, and I finished it that night. Next nominee is the Cruel Prince series by Holly Black, because this series was so good. When I read the first one, I was like, okay, so I'm not going to like this, right? I'm not going to like this. And then I continued to read it, and it got so amazing. It's so good. It's so good. And so, big nominee for them. They were amazing. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. She is nominated for so many things. I love this series. It was so good. It's like a comfort series for me. I love it. These covers are so pretty. Next series nominated is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This was my first ever series that I read, and let me tell you, I could not have made a better decision having this be the first ones, because it was so good. It kept me on the edge of my seat. It kept me wanting to keep reading. Just amazing, and I will forever be thankful to this series for getting me into reading, so thank you. And then our last nominee for this category is the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber, because, oh my goodness, this was just the most magical world ever. I loved it so very much. It was amazing. Winner of this category for the best series that I read this year is Once Upon a Broken Heart. I'm sure most of y'all guessed it because I talk about the series all the time. It's my favorite series ever. It's so good. It's my comfort series. It's just amazing. And I love Eva and Jax. They're just so cute. Next award is for the best banter of this year. Obviously, all of these are going to be fantasy books just because the banter that's in like romance books where it's like not really a different world, still so good. I don't count it as banter though. Like it's cute. It's more like teasing probably. But yeah, these are all fantasy books because they joke about killing each other and it's so funny. It really is. Okay? So, we got our first nominees over here. Obviously, this is an obvious nomination, okay? Cardan and Jude from the Cruel Prince series by Holly Black. Obvious nominee. They're amazing. They're the OGs. They're so good. They're the creator of tension. They're the creator of banter, okay? They might not be. I don't really know. But they were for me. They were my very first fantasy enemies to lovers couple, okay? So, love them. Next nominee is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I told y'all she was nominated for a lot of stuff, okay? Eva Jax is just so amazing, and the way that Jax like jokes with Eva is so funny because like she hates it, but like it's so funny. And you know that she loves him for it too, because it's just so cute. It's just so cute and it's cute. So, them. Our last nominee is Kai and Peyton from the Powerless trilogy. That's not a trilogy yet. Fearless comes out in April. But their banter / tension is just so good. It's so funny. And I know a lot of y'all are going to disagree with me because there's a lot of controversy around Powerless right now. But I don't care. I loved this series so much. And I did read Red Queen. And yes, they have similar things. And like some is like concerningly similar. But they're both good. The first Red Queen book was good. The second one was not. But they're both very good. The second book is very different from Red Queen, so y'all get over it. The winner of the award for Best Banter goes to Kai and Peyton from Powerless by Lauren Roberts because they were so good. Our next award is for Best Characters overall. My favorite characters that I've read through the entire year that I feel like are just like my best friends. So our first nomination is A Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson because her characters are just all written so well. She writes the best love interests, the best main characters, and she writes the best villains. She really does, and they're all just written very, very, very well. So, love them. Then I'll save that for last, actually, because there's a bunch of them. And then we got Caraval by Stephanie Garber because also just an amazing writer. She's great at writing characters. They all have very different personalities, and they're all just so fun, except for Scarlet. I hate Scarlet. But, you know, love them. So, and then, y'all ready for this? Okay, so we got The Do-Over by Lynn Painter because they are my best friends. I love them so very much, and they're just the cutest. We got Wes and Liz, their whole friend group from both Nothing Like the Movies and Better Than the Movies. Also my best friends because Lynn Painter wrote them, and Lynn Painter's just, it's so good. And then our next nomination is Betting on You by Lynn Painter. Oh, I love this book so much. Bailey and Charlie are just the cutest ever. I love them so much, and I want to be their friends. So, okay, so the winner of this category was actually super hard to decide because I love all of Lynn Painter's books so much. Let's be so real, none of the other books had any chance next to Lynn Painter books, which is why I didn't nominate Lynn Painter books for too many things because they would have won it all. So it was very difficult to choose between Betting on You and The Do-Over because I love Bailey and Charlie and I love Emily and Nick so much. So it kind of came down to the side characters, and I really, really, really dislike Bailey's best friend. I don't like her at all, and I really don't like that Theodore kid. What is his name? Theo? I don't really know. So, the winner of this category has to go to The Do-Over because I love Emily, I love Nick, and I think it's like I feel like it's Roxanne. I could be wrong though. And Chris, they're the sweetest. I love them so much. So, The Do-Over! Yay! Oh my goodness. I love The Do-Over. They're so criminally underrated. Oh my goodness. So, the next award is actually very fun for me to do because I just love tropes so much. So this award is for the best executed trope that I read in 2024. And we got a few different tropes in there. I love fake dating, so there's a couple of those in there. So So yeah, our first trope nominee is Nothing Like the Movies for second chance romance, because I feel like it was such a good second chance romance, because most second chances are like, ew, like don't get back with this guy, please. But everybody adores Wes, and he actually did nothing wrong except for like he kind of hurt Libby's feelings. So yeah, I thought this was really good execution of second chance romance, and I loved it. It was such a good book. Our next nominee is The Cruel Prince trilogy by Holly Black for Enemies to Lovers, because Enemies to Lovers is such a hard trope to execute, and I feel like nobody gets it right. But Carden and Jude were just like such enemies to lovers. They were the first enemies to lovers I've ever read, actually, and probably the best still to this day. So, and I read these all the way back in like February, March. And then we got Rival Darling for Fake Dating. This book was such a good book. The fake dating in this book was amazing. I love fake dating so much. I think it's so fun. And Reed and Violet are just the cutest ever. So I love them. And then, of course, Betting on You by Lynn Painter. And they're up for the tropes of fake dating and friends to lovers, because those tropes mixed together are just the best thing ever. It's like glorious. So, of course, I had to add them in there. The winner of the best executed trope has to go to Cruel Prince by Holly Black for Enemies to Lovers, because it's just such a hard trope to execute, and she did it so well, and they're just so perfect. So, that's why they're winning. Thank you. This next category was actually sent in by one of my followers. So thank you to whoever sent this in. Multiple people, I think, sent this in. But the best book for crying, there was a lot of crying this year, y'all. There was a lot. So I brought it down to the 3 that made me cry the most, and that's our nominees for today. So, of course, we got Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I cried at least 4 times while reading this. The first time was probably second page in. So, thank you, Lynn. Our next nominee is Powerful by Lauren Roberts for very obvious reasons. Powerless did not make me cry. Reckless did not make me cry. But Powerful did. Okay? It was absolutely heartbreaking. Every time I reread it, I cry again. And then 5 Survive. This was the first ever book to make me cry. Because of the ending, and it was left unfinished, and not even Pip and Ravi's unfinished ending brought me tears, but Red and Arthur did, because what was that ending? Holly, I'm so sorry, please give me the rest of that, because that was insane. Love you so much, but give it to me, because I cannot live with them not being together as a happy couple. Thank you. So, the winner of this category for Best Cry has to go to Powerful by Lauren Roberts, because every time I reread this book, I cry. Every single time without fail, and I just cry harder and harder at it, okay? Which is really, really, really fun. I finally stopped crying to Nothing Like the Movies, which is great, and I have yet to reread 5 Survive, because I can't do that again. This category of the 2024 Young Adult Reading Awards is most annoying character, okay? Most annoying character that I read of this year. There's several. There's many, okay? So many. I put mostly the most agreed upon annoying characters, because I personally find a lot of female main characters to be super annoying, and I decided not to put them in here because I felt like that would be mean, and I didn't feel like being mean today, except for the whole Shatter Me debacle. So, yeah, thank you. So, are y'all ready for this? I hope y'all can agree. My winner might be a controversial opinion, but, like, leave me alone. This nominee for the last award goes to Max Hastings from the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. For obvious reasons. He's evil. He's pure evil, and he should be dealt with. And he was not. I mean, he kind of was. But in the second book, he got away with too much, okay? Pip righted him in the end, okay? Thank you. Our next nominee goes to Kit Azar, specifically in Reckless, because he wasn't too bad and powerless. I still hated him with my whole gut. My whole gut. He wasn't as bad in Powerless, but I still hated him with everything in me, and I just hated him more in this book. Okay, he was actually awful, and I don't agree with anything that he did to Peyton, to Kai, to any of them. So that's why he's in there. Thank you. Uh, and we have a few that I don't own. So our next nominee goes to Aspen from the Selection Series by Kiera Cass. If it was up to me wholly, like without having y'all's crazy opinions in the comments, I would say America is very, very, very annoying. She's the main character in the selection. She's not quite as annoying as Aspen, but she's up there. She's probably my most hated. No, she's my second most hated female character in an entire book, or that I've read this entire year. So yeah, but Aspen can get the award. And last nominee goes to Cinder from Cinder by Marissa Mayer. It's the first book in the Lunar Chronicles. The Lunar Chronicles was such a great series. I hated the first book, and I hated Cinder. I think the only reason I hated the first book was because of how much I do hate Cinder. I don't know why that hatred is inside of me, but it is. Don't like her whatsoever. I think she's annoying. She can leave. You get it. We get it. You're a cyborg. You're a robot. Get over it. So yeah, she's the only female main character I have in this award category. So yeah. And my award is an unpopular choice. I feel like not a lot of people would choose this. But it does go to Aspen from the selection. Because I did not like him. Every time his little face popped up, I'd be like, huh? Huh? Okay? Don't like him at all. He is kind of equivalent with Apollo from Once Upon a Broken Heart, but I figured they were nominated for a lot of stuff. Take them out of the running. So, yeah, Aspen gets it. It's always the A names for some reason. Aspen, America, Apollo. Leave me alone. Thank you. Thank you. So, that was the end of the award show. I hope y'all liked it. I hope y'all like my little fit. I'm obsessed with this shirt. If anybody's wondering, it says, surely not everybody was kung fu fighting. It is a quote from Better Than the Movies. It's a shirt, or a sweatshirt that Wes wears. So yeah, thank you. I hope y'all enjoyed. This was very fun. I hope some of y'all can agree with my winners, and I know a lot of y'all will not agree with some of them, and I want to hear all of your opinions. I really, really, really do. So if you have any opinions on this, please put them in the comments, because I love reading the comments. And thank you to Haley Pham for inspiring me to do this idea. Who knows if we'll make it annual or not. We'll see what happens. So yeah, have the best day ever. Go read some more books. Maybe not Christmas ones this time, since Christmas is now over. And happy December.